Project Codename Wrestling. They say they're bringing something different to the professional wrestling game. They say they're going to be like nothing seen before. This Saturday, March the 5th, live from the Boys and Girls Club in Union, New Jersey, March the 5th, they present their inaugural event, Genesis. You could say this is a genesis of professional wrestling. You could say they're visually creating a genesis of a boom in professional wrestling. On today's Indy Perspective, we are talking all about that. Let's get into it. What's up, everyone? My name is Raymond Sanchez, and we are back once again with another edition of the Indy Perspective. This is episode number 14, and today we are talking all things Project Codename Wrestling, as this Saturday they present their inaugural event, Genesis. This event here, it is like none other. Visually, you can tell the stories mean something here. You can see that they are looking to create something definitely different. You can see it here. Show you the poster in its full effect here. You can see they have some great talent coming in for Project Codename Wrestling. And also, if you want to hear a little bit more about the project by someone involved in the project, listen to my podcast from this past Monday, as I got to speak with El Jefe, the general manager of Project Codename Wrestling, White Henny, El Jefe himself, Miguel El Mayave Sosa. So definitely check that episode out, because we broke down the card with Miguel Sosa. However, I had to speak a little more differently with El Jefe. I had to make sure I was saying what he wanted to hear, because again, it's the boss. I want to make sure I didn't piss off the boss there. But now we are going to do a solo episode here. We're going to do my thoughts and my Indy perspective going into Project Codename Wrestling. And again, some of it's still going to be the same thing, because these were my actual thoughts. But I will make sure you guys now hear uncut, unbiased, just my pure thoughts on going into this great event happening this Saturday. Once again, just to make sure you guys are going to the right location, and so you get your tickets in time, because you want to get your tickets before Saturday. You want to make sure you're all set to go, because once you make it to the Boys and Girls Club in Union, New Jersey, again, not Union City, Union County, New Jersey, that's going to be there in Jeanette Avenue. Again, make sure you're at the right location. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite/Project Codename Wrestling. Make sure you're getting your tickets, because again, they're starting at the low price of $25 for general admission. Ringside are $30. That is a steal for a great card like this that is going to feature some amazing fights here. Let's jump into them with our very first fight we're going to talk about is the Hot Start Scramble. Also, if you heard my podcast with the takeover this past week, you heard Jay Bougie's thoughts about it. Again, I had to kind of play to Jay Bougie's ear, because I wanted to make sure the takeover was not mad with what I was saying. But also, I do think Jay Bougie has something there. He has that grit. Like he said, he has that chip on his shoulder. So he's definitely coming into this with a whole other mindset. But then you have Nino Cruz, who you've heard his words and comments on this. You know he's definitely going into this with a different mindset in. He's not looking to just show out because it's a scramble. He's looking to win. And then you have Nikolai White. He says to drink more water. I got my water ready. I'm talking to this podcast, and I'm staying hydrated like Nikolai White. Then you have the king of the scramble himself, Walter Diaz. He says he's the king of the scramble. Again, you've heard the comments from Jay Bougie. You heard the comments from El Jefe, Miguel Sosa. Maybe he's the king of scrambled eggs. But I give it to him. He's won a scramble before. He has that advantage of winning one. He also defeated Jay Bougie. He tagged me in it. He showed me the clip. He defeated Jay Bougie last time they were in a scramble together. So, but also, you add the element of the mystery man or mystery woman. You never know who it could be. Who could join and try to make their statement in a matchup like this because, again, it is the first matchup. You want to make a statement in Project Codename Wrestling, get that very first win on their inaugural show, and that's what happens for that winner of the Hot Start Scramble. Also, again, like we talked about with El Jefe Miguel Sosa, you get your first win, and that's going on your record. Wins and losses matter in Project Codename Wrestling. Jay Bougie said he doesn't care about wins and losses. Neither does PJ Savage. They're looking to take over and make their imprint. But if I'm Jay Bougie, I hopefully change my mindset a little bit for this coming Saturday. Because again, getting that win it puts you up in the rankings already. Especially getting that first win, that puts you at the number 1 spot in the whole company, not just in the Hot Start division. That's something I can imagine Walter Diaz is thinking about. That's something Nino Cruz is thinking about. That's what Nicolai White is thinking about. And you can imagine the mystery competitor is thinking about that as well. And that mystery competitor already has an advantage because he can get ready, or she can get ready, for Nicolai White, Nino Cruz, Jay Bougie, and Walter Diaz. However, those 4 cannot get ready for that mystery competitor. They don't know who it could possibly be. Again, we threw out some names. Could it possibly be Ghost Shadow? Because Ghost Shadow, I saw he had his eyes on the prize. He was looking at this scramble and thinking maybe he has to make his presence felt. Could it be, I'm going to throw this one out that I didn't tell El Jefe because I had to keep some surprises for my own version of the podcast. I was thinking maybe, because he's also had something to do with talent and Project Codename Wrestling. What if it's the Church's Money, NWA's own Black G's? A veteran of the game, a true OG. What if Black G's comes and says, you know what? I want to make my statement. I want to be the first person to get a victory in Project Codename Wrestling. Call it there. Codename the Church's Money making his debut. I think that might be it. But again, you never know. Could also be, again, we talked about it with El Jefe. Could it be a guy like Dan Moff? Could we get Codename Boricua Badass show up this Saturday? Never know. You never know who can make their ways through that curtain, and that's the best about professional wrestling. Truly getting that true unexpected moment. And the crowd is going to love it. Get your tickets so you can make sure you're there to see those amazing moments at Project Codename Wrestling this Saturday in Union, New Jersey. Next up, we are going to talk about a grudge match here. This rivalry going on from one side of the tri-state to the other side of the tri-state and all around again, as it will be by Vacious, Vicious, Vicky, a belt collector of sorts, taking on Adena Steel. These two, like I said, have had their rivalry, but have been two of the best female competitors all around. By Vacious, Vicious Vicky, she's been a little bit of a belt collector as of late. We talk about what guys like Matt Cardona have done, but Vivacious Vicious Vicky not only is winning women's championships, but she's holding championships even in categories that usually are men-held championships. She's currently that Warriors of Wrestling No Limits champion as well. So she's proven that she can hang with whoever. So with a matchup like this, you could think she's going into this with that just willing to prove why she is one of the best going. Adena Steel as well. Adena has held championships all around. She's looking to prove herself. In a matchup like this, a grudge match, Project Codename Wrestling is saying they're looking to prove who is the queen of the Northeast here. Who is the best female competitor going today? And out of these two, Project Codename Wrestling is looking to prove who it is this Saturday. So be there. Get your tickets right now. Be there to see who walks out victorious here, because it's going to be a hell of a matchup. Like I said, this rivalry is not something new. This has been going from, like I said, one side of the tri-state to the other. It's gone all around, and we're here now in Project Codename Wrestling. And like I said, those wins and losses matter. This is something that Miguel Sosa tried to make sure we knew was very important when it comes to Project Codename Wrestling. So for these two to get a victory here, it adds to their already impressive resumes. And that's something you always want to do. You want to show you're the best? Get those wins. Make sure you're proving again. Not only isn't about the gold, but it's about being sure you're showing that in that ring you are the best going today. And that's what by Vacious, Vicky. I'm making sure I get that name correct because I do not want to piss off by Vacious, Vicky. And again, Adena Steele, another great competitor. I'm looking forward to see what these two do. So definitely stay tuned. But from one hard-hitting bout to another, it is going to be a Haas fight. It is going to be a real-life, almost kaiju fight here, as it will be the Haas of all Haas's here. The king of the Haas's himself, Devonte's going head-to-head with Dominik DeNiro. This matchup being brought to you by the Dirty Heels podcast. Those are great. Also, they're part of this community, great community here. I love those guys at Dirty Heels. Now let's talk about this because Devonte's, again, his nickname is no joke. He is truly a Haas of all Haases. He is a monster. This dude is huge. He can toss around guys like nothing. I've seen what he can do in that ring firsthand, getting to see what he did to guys like J-Train, seeing what he's done to even guys that are on this roster. He's a big dude he calls himself the Haas of all Haases for a reason. It's not even just a name. He calls himself. The fans see it and they know, damn. And then you add Dominik DeNiro, a man that goes in with some precision. Sorry, apologize for my tongue tied there. Precision strikes. He makes sure he picks those body parts, and he's going with some immense strikes there. That again, if it's a kick, if it's a punch, if it's working a hold, Dominik DeNiro knows how to pick apart his opponents, and this is gonna be a fight, ladies and gentlemen. This is not gonna be your normal 1-2-3 matchup. This is going to be a fight because you know Dominik DeNiro is gonna go with some strikes. You know Devonte is gonna try to play the power game, but it's gonna be the test to see who's gonna make that mistake. Who's gonna do one flaw that the other opponent can take advantage of? What will Devonte's do with Dominik DeNiro? Is he gonna be able to manhandle Dominik DeNiro on Saturday? I don't think so. I don't think Dominik DeNiro is gonna be, again, not to say his other opponents have been slouches, but I don't think he's gonna be that easy to just go through. Again, look at these two guys. Again, their resumes say it for themselves. Dominik DeNiro, a former world champion in other promotions, former tag team champion. Devonte's as well has held his gold. My apologies. But both are hungry. Again, on an inaugural event, you want to make sure you're making your statement. So for this night, you know both of them are looking to make that statement and prove why they are part of Project Codename Wrestling. Now, it's time to talk some tag action. As it will be the reunion here of Taboo Crew. Again, when I saw that graphic of the Taboo Crew coming back together, I could not believe it. Project Codename Wrestling doing some insane things, and they reunited the Taboo Crew. This is going to be great. But now, their opponents. It's interesting because, again, I know these two personally. I know that they are, again, some of the best wrestlers in the world, in the tri-state area and in the world. They call themselves best wrestlers forever, the BWF. The puns are there. The puns are there for the team of Mantequilla and Mr. James, Evander James. Now, with that said, BWF, those two are also, they are the best of friends, but at times, they're the best of enemies. So the Taboo Crew, when they were in unison, they were in unison. They were one of the best teams going. So when you put that, I want to say, is the Taboo Crew going to be almost a better unit than the BWF? I wonder, but the thing is as well, like I said, this is the first time they reunite in years. One of the best teams to come out, especially of New Jersey, was Taboo Crew. However, it's been a minute. It's been a few years. And this is, again, we're in 2022 here. Monte and Evander James have been, again, on a tear as of late. They've been showing that they are one of the best teams, or not only one of the best teams, but two of the best going today. So I want to see what is going to happen when these four are in the ring together at Project Codename Wrestling. I want to see, will Monte and Evander James be able to take advantage of, not ring rust, because Craig Steele's still going to this day, but I want to see if they can take advantage of, hey, this pairing needs to get used to each other again. We don't. They train together. They know each other well enough, and again, they know their styles. So I'm looking forward to see what happens this Saturday in Union. Definitely stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely stay tuned. But next up, this brought to you by Infernal Fight Club. Again, Infernal Fight Club coming this July. I'm looking forward to see what happens there, because that's looking like an amazing show so far, with some stacked matches and stacked card, because no matches have been announced yet, but a stacked card. And we are going to see Dynamite, a prodigy of the SAT, taking on Chris Barton. So let's talk about this one, because you have Chris Barton, who I know personally. I know the Bushwick Beast. I know El Unico. And Chris Barton has been, it's funny that this matchup is brought to you by Infernal Fight Club, because Chris Barton has gotten that fire under him again. He's getting that veracity that he needs, that ferociousness that he needs, because he's trying to prove that the Bushwick Beast belonged with that style of the OGs. He's looking to prove that he's an athlete that should have been around for the days of JAPW. He should have been around for those days of the Monster Max, the Dan Moffs, the SATs, and so many more. He has that rugged style that would have worked with them. So in a matchup like this, it's not your ordinary match as well. This is going to be a fight. This is why Infernal Fight Club said, here you go. We're going to bring you this matchup. And again, like I said, Dino, he is being trained by the legendary Joel Maximo of the SAT. You also could think you have Jose Maximo there giving him some tips as well, Will Maximo. So that's why I say he's a prodigy of the SAT, because not only is Joel giving him that training, but so are the other members. Dino has that mindset again. Joel is giving him those notes, giving him that thought process to be why he's going to be ready for a matchup like this. Again, both of this is going to be a matchup that's a clash of the generations in a sense, because it's going to be two new upstart athletes, two talents that again are of this generation, but are going to have the mindset of that great OG style. So I can't wait to see what these two do this Saturday. I can't wait to see how they fare in Project Codename Wrestling, because I can imagine when the higher-ups at Project Codename Wrestling see what Dino and Chris Barton can do, they're definitely going to think, we have to keep them around. And again, especially whoever gets that win, it's going to mean something again, guys. Remember, wins and losses matter in Project Codename Wrestling. Keep that in mind. Always keep that in mind. Again, get your tickets, Eventbrite/Project Codename Wrestling. Next up, we are going to talk about a matchup that, again, on that podcast with Miguel Sosa, he gave his thoughts. He gave a little bit of some biased thoughts, because, of course, he is on the side of First Class, Sebastian Cage, and Gino Santos. And Johnny Santos, sorry. So, when you have Sebastian Cage, again, Sebastian is about that party style, but he brings that flight. He's a fast-paced athlete. He tries to be a little bit of a showman, if you will. However, he is facing a man that, again, I'm going to try to be unbiased, because he is someone that I know very well. He's one of my best friends. However, I told Miguel Sosa that he doesn't know what is going to happen this Saturday when Sebastian Cage takes on Anthony Gangone. The real thing that I have to talk about here is that I don't know what is going to happen when Sebastian Cage takes on Anthony Gango. Because I don't know where Anthony Gangone is going with this. Because in the promos that Anthony Gangone put out, this doesn't look like the same Anthony Gangone I know. It looks like the Anthony Gangone of old. This doesn't look like the one above all. It looks like a more roguish Anthony Gangone. It looks like a more Anthony Gangone that was once on a crusade. However, it still doesn't look like that. It looks like an Anthony Gangone that is willing again to be just something that we've never seen before. And for me, I love to see it because I know that's going to bring a whole nother side of Anthony Gangone. It's going to be the best of Anthony Gangone. But for Sebastian Cage and Miguel Sosa and Johnny Santos, party's over, boys. Because when you're facing an unpredictable Anthony Gangone, that's a dangerous Anthony Gangone. El Jefe said, why is he so difficult to work with? It's because you can't control Anthony Gangone. Many have tried. Many have tried to put Anthony Gangone in a box. Many have tried to say, this is how Anthony Gangone needs to be. But this is why Anthony Gangone is better alone. He's better off solo. Because he is a mindset that he knows what he wants. And when he wants something, he is going to get it. So this Saturday, he's looking, and again, this match is brought to you by Wrestling and Recovery. He's looking to be another side of Anthony Gangone. He wants to show why this is what he does. And if I'm Sebastian Cage, again, I'm getting ready. I'm laying off the white Henny for this week. I'm laying off the drinks. I'm laying off the chicas. I'm laying off the flights. I'm laying off all of that. And I'm looking at a ring and saying, what can I do to prepare for someone like Anthony Gangone? Because what am I getting this Saturday? What mind games am I getting this Saturday? Am I getting the rogue Anthony Gangone? Am I getting the one above all Anthony Gangone? Am I getting the Crusade for Change Anthony Gangone? Am I getting something we've never seen before? Or again, has this all just been a facade? Is Anthony Gangone just bringing Anthony Gangone? You never know. You never know what could happen, and that's something Sebastian Cage has to be more concerned with other than taking some drinks. I tried to warn Miguel Sosa. I gave him some pointers. I told him, hey, you never know. But Miguel Sosa said they're ready. They're not slouching on this. He can't control the party lifestyle of First Class. Well, for the fans at home, this is going to be an interesting one. For the fans in attendance, this is going to be insane. So definitely stay tuned and get your tickets for this one. Watch this matchup. This is going to be match of the night here. So stay tuned. Now, let us talk about the main event, ladies and gentlemen. It is going to be PJ Savage. It's Savage season here in Project Codename Wrestling, as PJ Savage, accompanied by The Takeover, will be taking on Mantis, who will be accompanied by J-Train himself, Dr. Julius Smokes. Take on TJ Coney, the Thanos of the Northeast, with Chris Cage. This three-way dance, this triple threat matchup, this first ever main event of Project Codename Wrestling, has so much riding on it, because again, this is a rivalry that has standed from, again, one side of New Jersey to the other. This has gone from different companies all around to now Project Codename Wrestling. This is how we are ending Genesis. And who will make their statement to be, again, these are three of the top athletes in Project Codename Wrestling. Who will win this fight and show they are the top of the top tier? Will it be PJ Savage? PJ Savage sent his message on the Respect the Craft podcast. Go check that out. Again, the links are going to be down below. Check out the podcast featuring J Bougie and P Savage, because they sent their messages to both Mantis and to TJ Marconi, and to all those that possibly can get involved. Because that's also a thing about this matchup, is that there's going to be so many elements. I don't know if El Jefe can handle this, because you have Julius Smokes out there, you have the Faceless Ones out there, you have Jay Bougie out there, and you have Chris Cage out there. So again, PJ sent his message. We've heard from Julius Smokes about this. We've heard what TJ Marconi and Chris Cage have to say about this. But what is going to happen when it's the time for talking is over? When that first bell rings, who is going to be a man of their word? Who is going to prove they truly are the best in Project Codename Wrestling? Also, again, the men that you see in this graph here, will they be the only ones involved in a matchup like this? Could we possibly see some other interferences? Could we also see someone that's not announced here get involved? Because all three are men with targets on their back. TJ Marconi, he likes to tell a story, but he likes to tell stories with some very controversial statements in them. So, could he have messed with someone a little too much and not get them to want to attack, again, this... Again, you never know. You never know. Mantis with Julius Smokes, again. Will Mantis prove that he truly is the king of the gardens? Will he prove that he is a different competitor now that Julius Smokes has him in his ear? But PJ Savage, again, he says wins and losses to him, it doesn't matter. Sorry. He says he's looking to just make his statement. So I'm looking forward to see, again, who is going to make that impact. Who's going to win this matchup here? Who's going to win this fight? But again, will one of these three be the last man standing on Project Codename Wrestling? Or will it be someone we're not even thinking about? You never know. But again, that is why you have to be there this Saturday, ladies and gentlemen. Get your tickets now at Eventbrite/Project Codename Wrestling. Make sure you're in the building at the Boys and Girls Club of Union, New Jersey. That's going to be 1050 Jeanette Avenue, Union, New Jersey, 07083. Again, tickets are starting at just a low price of $25. Ringside is $30. That is a steal for a night of some great action. It's a Saturday night. Go have fun. Go enjoy. And have an amazing night, the inaugural Project Codename Wrestling show. So, as always, guys, this has been the Indy Perspective. This has been episode number 14. This is the last one of the day. If you guys are watching them in order, thank you so much for watching, because we've done episode 12, 13, and 14 same day, because I wanted to make sure you guys are ready for an insane weekend of great shows. Support independent wrestling, support some great talent out there, and enjoy the weekend. Enjoy the wrestling. And like I said, as always, be wise, be genuine, be real, be better people. And as always, respect the craft. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.